Last year was all about survival, to a greater or lesser extent, but it was all about survival. Getting through it and achieving whatever goals that were set and coming out of it in the best possible condition. So everyone had a very, very clear objective last year. So as we come through into this year, whether you be in a country that's coming out of it quickly like Australia or more slowly like some of those in Europe, how do you actually get people really motivated to go after something more than just the speed that the market's coming out? Right? So we've all got our targets, we've set budgets, we've all bought into those budgets, but how do you actually go after something that's going to leave those budgets behind? Right? So it's very easy to just go with the tide, and I guess the offsite was about ensuring that we as a team were aligned and galvanised to something which was not just going with the tide. Because quite frankly, as you come out of a recession or a downturn, you can be successful in just doing the same things day after day. So it was about saying, okay, what are we actually trying to achieve here? What's the common vision? And really, how can we as a team take all of the aspects of the team and go after something that's much, much higher and much, much more challenging than the targets that we've actually set ourselves. That was what it was about. I think firstly, it can't come from me. It's got to come from us. So if the team thought or were of the opinion that we'd gone into the weekend with me already having set a plan, having set a target, that just wouldn't have worked. This has got to come from the team, especially when you're saying, okay, you've already bought in and signed up to targets. Right? So if you go in and try to do something artificial or that's not authentic, they'll smell it a mile away. Right? So it's about getting the team to understand the strengths, weaknesses, styles, etc., motivations of each other. So getting to know each other a little better, or quite a lot better, in a very compressed time, so we can say, hey, you know, this team can actually do much, much better than this. And then out of that pops objectives which are way, way above it. And that's what happened this weekend. Would it happen all the time? I don't know. But I think the key to that is getting to know them. Right? So we've worked together, the same team has worked together for over 18 months, right through the GFC. So you'd think, hey, they must know each other pretty well. But you can't beat putting 5-6 people together over a long weekend, and we did it on a houseboat. You can't get off the houseboat. Sure, you can go for a paddle, but you can't get off the houseboat. We had a bit of fun, so we did some team games, we did some simulations, some logic simulations, and then we got an external facilitator to come in and join us for a couple of days to look at what motivates us, look at what we should start doing, stop doing, keep doing, and then start looking, okay, what is that next big thing? If we were going to set a mood or a theme for doing something much, much greater, what would it be? And that's what we did. It's not about just that team, right? So we have to get the whole organisation to lift, right? So that's why this concept of campaign is really, really important. And I'm not talking a sales and marketing campaign to trick people into doing things. It's something that'll engage. So this group over the weekend has identified something that will really engage them. And it's not saying we will take the business from X to Y. It's saying we, when looked at from outside, will look like this. It's that approach. That then allows us to say, okay, if we're looked at by the market as this, what must we be doing? And the goals actually fall out of that. Right? So if we're held in esteem in each of the areas that we're playing, what does that mean? How big do we need to be? How profitable do we need to be? Those goals start to fall out naturally. So then when you say, okay, how do you take that into ensuring that things happen? It's about continuing to engage that team. So, for example, we finished this morning, today's Monday. On Wednesday evening, we're meeting again, and we're going to go through and hone that and polish it and assign tasks to ensure that when we launch this to the broader company, that we actually have it as a campaign. They see it as a package. So we're still in development mode, and we won't release it to the organisation until we've got it to the stage where we can answer all the questions. So that will happen in the next fortnight. But the key is to keep the pressure on within this group to make sure it happens and doesn't turn into well, that was a great weekend and we said a lot of really nice stuff and we got to know each other really well.